rolling chair. Ugh, budgets. Hi, I'm not John Green. This is Crash Course U.S. History, and today we will be talking about the controversies of public school education.
Mr. Miranda, if you're not John Green, then what are we all doing here?
Ugh, not me from the house. We don't always have to learn from John Green.
But he makes learning fun and is way better at this than you.
Fine, not me from the house. If you like him that much, I can try to impersonate him. Although he is 30 years older than me and probably has some degree I don't, I can still try. There are many controversies of public school education, but today we're just going to talk about a few of them. One of the biggest controversies is religion. We are one of about 44 countries that allow freedom of religion. So why is it so controversial in America's public schools? Schools go as far as not letting kids play in class or in the halls as they think it's a violation of the First Amendment. They think there should be a separation of church and state. But if we allow freedom of religion, then why shouldn't we be able to practice freedom of religion?
I'm here with Becca Wisty, who is a junior at Indiana Wesleyan University. She has been homeschooled her whole life up to the point until she went to college. Religion. Because our country is based off of a Christian foundation, do you think all of our schools, public and private, should also be based off a Christian foundation?
Well, I go to a Christian school, private school, so obviously, I like the fact that schools are based off of a Christian foundation, and as a Christian, I love the idea of every school teaching God and having that Christian foundation. Looking at the bigger picture, though, I'm not sure if I would say, yes, every school needs to teach the Bible and teach God, and every teacher needs to pray before class and all that. I think it's great, they took out prayer and Bible in schools, but they still allow other religions to be taught. So as far as that goes, yeah, let the Christianity come back in, pray before the graduation ceremony, that kind of thing. But does it necessarily have to stay in the school's code of conduct that Christian religion and principles have to be taught as the school's standpoint? No.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Another huge controversy is the Pledge of Allegiance. So in 1943, the Supreme Court, led by Chief Justice Harlan Stone, ruled that no child be forced to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. They thought that forcing a child to recite the Pledge of Allegiance was a violation of the First Amendment. Meaning that if they didn't believe in saluting our flag and our country, the same flag and country that fights for their life each and every day, they could simply stand in the hall and wait. For this to be called a violation of the First Amendment, many people think is a complete outrage. To be honest, saying that you should pledge your allegiance to the flag is a violation of the First Amendment is completely ridiculous. It's not like they're forcing kids to pledge to Allah or some god. They're simply asking you to pay your respects to soldiers that have been wounded and died in the fight for freedom.
What do you think about the Pledge of Allegiance being said in schools?
Yeah, I think the Pledge of Allegiance should be said in schools. Now, I teach at the high school level. We say the Pledge of Allegiance every day, and all the students stand up. Very few of them say it. Most of them are half asleep. Those who do say it, it really seems like they're just kind of going through the motions. There's not much passion when they're saying it. So anyway, I would be more of a proponent, the elementary schools. Yeah, go ahead and as you're teaching them about the pledge and what it means and so forth, you're saying that each and every day. And as they get older, then you say it less frequently. Maybe in high school you're only saying it once a week. But when you do say it, you're thinking about what it means and so forth, and you're not just going through the motions. Now, I don't believe students should be forced to say the pledge. Even if we make the analogy to the church, you have people that maybe attend church services. The church doesn't force people to participate in communion. Those who believe in what it signifies, they participate, and those who don't participate. So I think the same can be said about the pledge. Now, however, if you're not going to say it, that's fine, but you should still be in the room and be respectful and not be a distraction. But I don't believe they should be forced to say it if they don't really believe all the meaning that's in the pledge.
Now the last one, and probably the most controversial, is creationism versus evolutionism. For the longest time, creationism was taught in all schools. That's until people that believed in evolutionism tried to convince schools that that was a religion too, thus making creationism a violation of the First Amendment. So in 1968, the Supreme Court ruled that creationism not be taught in all schools as they don't want to endorse any one religion.
I'm here with Barb Wisty, a leader of Help, a Homeschool Mama 5, and she has been homeschooling for 15 years. Creationism versus evolutionism. Which do you think America's schools should teach their students, or do you think they should have an open discussion to all theories?
I think students should be taught about creation and evolution both. They are both theories. I also have no problem with open discussion. It's a way for students to learn. I think every American school that teaches evolution should definitely teach creationism. And the same with private schools. I think of those private Christian schools teaching creationism. I think they should also teach other theories. And there are several theories dealing with evolution. There are many Christians who believe in evolution, a theistic evolution. I think these should be taught. Students need to make their own choices. They need to own their faith. Obviously, I am homeschooling because I want my children to know the truth, but they still have to learn everything else that's out there, and they still have to make their own choice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
In all these controversies, it has to do with religion. Now, why the government says they don't want to endorse any one religion, on all of our currency it says, "In God we trust." Says the founding fathers, people that created this country, believed in Jesus Christ, the Son of God. Each day, our country is falling further and further away from God. If our motto is "In God we trust," then we should trust God with all things. We should be following His rules for us. And those rules should be "In God we trust." Thanks for watching.